stop this. But thank you for coming. As you can see up here, 46 days of school is all you have left. Which is kind of crazy. You've been in school for 11 and 3/4 years, and you're just about to get done with high school. So we're very proud of you for getting to this point. Looking forward to seeing what you do after this, whether that's starting to work, going to the military, going to a trade school, going to community college, going to a different school. We look forward to seeing what you do as a Husky moving out forward. Which I'll just remind you once again of our mission statement here is that we are reflective, global citizens that are making a change in the world. And that's what we expect from all of you as you leave Hoover in just a few days. But I do want to go over some very important things so that everyone that's in here is able to cross that stage at the Knapp Center at the end of May. Okay, so please give me your attention. This will only take about 10 or 15 minutes in order to hear some things that are really important for you moving forward. Okay, just a reminder of who your counselor is this year. Hopefully you don't need this information already, but Mr. Dean is working with A through E and then S, G through V or Z. Ms. LeVang back there is everybody in the middle between HM or HF and SF. And then Ms. Stribling is working with any virtual student. Okay. Speaking of virtual students, if you have any friends that aren't here right now, you can see Ms. Poole is recording this. I'll load it onto YouTube and I'll send that link out to you this evening, and then it'll go out to your families tomorrow in a messenger link. Okay. Just some important things to remember for after graduation. Like I talked about, once you leave Hoover, you have a lot of options open to you. If you have any interest at all in going to college, in fact, Ms. LeVang, is the FAFSA deadline already passed, or can they still do
So
that?
the priority deadline is March 1st to get the maximum amount of money, but the actual deadline is June 30th. After that, you don't get anything.
Okay, so if you are interested in going to college and you haven't filled out the FAFSA yet, you can talk to Ms. LeVang or Mr. Dean, and they can help you with whatever you need there. They also have some information about scholarships if you are still investigating that. If you have transcripts, if you already have an idea of where you want to go, you can see Ms. DeGuy. I'll send you her email address here later this evening. She gives you any transcripts that you might need in order to go to another school. The first 5 are free. After that is $3 per transcript. Okay? And then your final transcript, wherever you want it to go, let's say you're deciding you're going to Iowa, at the end of when you graduate, it's $1 that it costs to go send that transcript to the University of Iowa. If you are interested in playing sports when you get to college, there are some things that you need to do. Talk to Mr. Burke about that. He can help you with any information about whatever sport you might be interested in playing as you move forward. Okay? I'm going to keep going and not stop for questions till the end. All right? This is the big one that I'm starting to get a little bit worried about. Okay? You have a few to-do things that everybody must do in order for you to participate in graduation on May 29th. Right? The first one is CPR. There's still about 50 of you that need to take the Canvas course for CPR. There is a list right outside of this door that says everybody that needs to take it. It takes probably maybe an hour to take. You have to get 16 out of 20 in order to pass that. All right, you can take that quiz as many times as you would like. So if you don't pass it the first time, take it again. There are videos on each section that show you what you need to do. You might need to go through it a couple times, but everybody has to pass this in order to graduate. Fees. When we get to your last senior meeting, you're going to get a statement that says whatever fees that you might owe. Maybe you lost a library book at some point in time. Maybe every year each family has to pay $70 in textbook fees, which basically just helps us make sure that we have the computers and the books that we need here. So sometimes those add up. Or if you were in band, maybe there was an instrument fee or something for athletics. You can go onto your Infinite Campus page right now and look and see what you owe for fees, okay? Or if you have any questions about it, you can email me or Miss Fritz, who's our bookkeeper. But those have to be paid before you can participate in graduation at the Knapp Center. Going along with that, and this is a new thing just this year, is your computer. Almost all of you were assigned a computer from Hoover. That has to be turned back in order for you to participate. That includes the charger that goes with it, okay? If it gets lost or damaged, which has happened with a few people, you do get some charges with that. I believe the charger is $40, and the actual computer, depending on the model you have, could be $200, could be up to $700, okay? That has to be turned back in before you graduate, okay? So please do not lose it, do not give it away, do not sell it, okay? You cannot graduate until that is taken care of. And I would hate to have somebody on May 28th say, Mr. Fry, I don't have my computer, and I have to say, well, you owe $700 before you can participate in graduation, okay? I don't want to be in that position, and I hope you don't want to be in that position either. Your senior dues, which is kind of misleading, that just means your cap and gown. All right, there's also a list out there. I want to say there's about 60 of you that still need to order your cap and gown. It is $75. That includes your gown, your cap, the tassel, it includes the diploma cover that your diploma comes in. It includes the cost of us having it at the Knapp Center because we have to pay for security and flowers and all of that business, okay? If you do not order that by May 4th, and that date will be up here again, by May 4th, I'm going to assume that you do not want to participate in graduation. So when May 4th comes around, I'm going to get a list of, hopefully it's a small amount of people, and I'm going to have that conversation of saying, hey, I notice you haven't paid for your cap and gown. Are you saying that you just don't want to participate in graduation? And that's fine if you don't. That's up to you and your family. But I just want to make sure that you know what the consequences are, because at some point in time, we won't be able to get you one in time for graduation, okay? So you can check that list right up outside of, if you go out that door, you'll see it right there. Graduation date is May 29th at 12:30, that's a Saturday, at the Knapp Center. When we get closer to graduation, we'll have another assembly where I'll say, all right, you need to be here at this time, most likely noon, okay? You need to be ready, you need to have these things in order to make this happen. I have a meeting tomorrow that I'm gonna learn a little bit more about like what these circumstances are gonna be. Is there gonna be a certain amount of people that are allowed to come? Are we gonna have to wear masks? Things like that. Okay, so I'll know more about that probably later this week. When we have our next meeting in April, you'll get all those details, okay? And then last thing about graduation is we do have a spot to have at least one person be a speaker for your class. If you are interested in that, if you're interested in sharing your voice about your 4 years, I need you to email or come talk to me, either one, and we'll set up a time. I'll give you kind of an outline of what the expectations are, and then we'll have some rehearsals, and Ms. Poole, myself, and some other people will pick who's going to be the speaker, okay? If you're not interested, no big deal. Here are some important dates. So I saw some people taking a picture of some slides. This will be a good slide to take a picture of if you'd like. I messed up the first date on there. Tuesday, March 30th is the last day of term 3. So the term we're in right now, the last day is a week from today. So if you are currently failing a class that you need to graduate, the big ones are Econ, Government, English 4. If you are failing one of those classes right now, you have a week to get that work in. Otherwise, we'll look at some other options for you in term 4. Our next senior meeting is going to be about a month from right now, on April 26th. Prom, you can see, is on May 1st. I'll have some more information on that in just a second. The last day to order your cap and gown, like I just mentioned, is Monday, May 4th. Our last senior meeting before graduation is the Monday before graduation on May 24th. Your last day here at Hoover is Wednesday the 26th. And then on Friday, that morning of the 28th, we'll have your senior breakfast that you can go to if you'd like. And then we'll have graduation rehearsal that you have to be at in order to be part of graduation. Okay? So there'll be more reminders about this, but it's really important that you're here for rehearsal, otherwise you won't know what you're doing and you can't participate come Saturday. Okay? And then lastly, the graduation at the NAP Center is on the 29th. Here's a picture of the bulletin board I was talking about out there. There's a lot more names crossed off now, which is good. I really want to drill this in. Last day to order your cap and gown, Monday, May 4th. If you do not get it in before then, it might not arrive in time for you to participate in graduation. If cost is an issue, come talk to me and we can see if we can figure something out. Like I said before, if I'm going to get a list of, let's say, 10 people, and I'm going to come find you and I'm going to say, hey, I've noticed that you haven't ordered a cap and gown. Does that mean that you're not participating in graduation? If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. Okay? But I just need to know for sure. This is our flyer poster for prom. Sorry it's so stretched out. Amber put a lot of work in this and I just didn't get to fit correctly. The theme for prom is Fire and Ice. It's going to be on Saturday, May 1st at the Scottish Rite from 7 to 10. Post-prom will be here at Hoover from midnight to 5. We are going to start selling tickets 2 weeks before prom starts on April 19th. Seniors only will be allowed to purchase a ticket that first week. So only seniors will be allowed that first week, and a ticket is $30. That includes your entry to prom and to post-prom. Seniors that go to post-prom, there's prizes and things like that, so that money comes back to you in food and all that business. So if you are on top of it, you can order your ticket first for $30. The next week, it goes up to $35, and juniors are allowed to go. Okay? Our goal as a senior board and myself is that every senior that wants to go to prom can go to prom. But we only have 300 tickets. So if you don't get it done that first week, you might miss out on your opportunity. Okay? If you have any questions, you can talk to any member of your senior board. There's Amber, Arabia, Jared, Caleb, Sharon, Samantha. Okay? I think this is my last thing. Yearbook. Ms. Hamilton wanted me to mention that the last day to order a yearbook and to submit a senior picture for like a baby ad is April 1st, which is a week from Thursday. If you have any questions about that, please talk to Ms. Hamilton. Okay? She has a list of names right next to her room of people that already submitted a senior picture. You don't have to submit a senior picture. If you do not, we'll just use your school picture. Okay? Oh, this is the most important thing about graduation, is you need to know if you are on track to graduate, if you are kind of wondering if you're not sure, or if summer might be an option for you. Okay? Everybody in here is in one of those camps. Hopefully, most of you are up here on the left. Like, you know, hey, all I got to do is pass one more class, and I'm going to be able to graduate. Right? But if you're not sure where you're at, please come talk to me or your counselor, and we can give you a good idea. Because one thing that we changed this past year is that we're no longer going to say, all right, you only have 2 weeks left, and you're failing econ. We're going to move you to flex, and that's the only thing that you're going to work on for the rest of the year. If you fail econ, term 4, you will go to summer school and you will graduate in the summer. Okay? Basically, econ, government, and English 4. There might be a few other classes, but those are the big ones. If you do not pass that in term 4, you will graduate in the summer. Okay, so you will not be walking with the rest of your class at the Knapp Center. You will have another graduation where you'll wear your cap and gown, but that will probably be, it's normally at Hoyt Sherman, like in July or August. So I cannot stress this enough. Econ, Gov, English 4, there's probably a few of you that may need a science class or a math class, but those are the big ones. If you do not pass those, don't come to me or Miss Poole and say, hey, I haven't done anything for about 4 weeks. What can I do to pass? We're probably going to say, well, we'll see you at summer school. Get as much done as you can right now so that you're on track. All right. Last thing that's up there, if you haven't done your measurements for Herb Jones yet, I think there's about 30 of you. That's the QR code for it, that you can do that right now. Otherwise, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Or if you get out, you can take, yeah, Melvina. If you come to graduation with your cap all designed, we will give you a different cap that you will wear. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, it's a district thing that, you know, Ms. Poole and I we're looking into. I'll say that we'll look into it, but it will, usually it's a thing where every school does the same. Any other questions?
Oh, wait, so,
Yeah.
did you say something earlier this year about the, like, cap and gown colors being changed? So
Yeah, it's, so if you noticed, we changed our logos and our colors this year. And so our gowns this year are slightly darker than the gowns in the previous years. And so that's why you can't wear a gown from a previous year. Is the only reason we do that. All right, that's all I have. If you have any questions,